What's up, YouTube? All right, so this is Quinn from Quintessentials, and we got a lot of big updates coming out. So, obviously, you know, I want to talk about where the direction of this channel is going, and it's going to be a little bit different than what I was originally planning. You know, originally I just wanted to talk about my reptiles, but, you know, the more I do and the more ambitions I have, you know, I kind of want to make this more of a general channel, you know, involve many different aspects of different things, and that way people can decide what they want to watch. So obviously we have real estate, we have investing, you know, kind of where my mindset is on that. Obviously not like financial advice, but, you know, just kind of where I am, what I'm doing, how I plan on achieving those. The next thing is I have huge plans, and I'm really excited to announce this and kind of talk about it because, you know, I've started training really hard for this. I want to be part of the Winter Olympics 2026. I want to compete in PGS, Parallel Giant Slalom, which is a form of slalom that snowboard racers use. Sorry, the camera was sliding. That snowboard racers use. And, you know, I've always kind of been gravitated towards going really fast on my snowboard. And, you know, that's a way that I can put it into a competitive manner. Personally, I've hit 72 miles per hour on a regular board, not even a speed board, or, you know, as it's called, an alpine hard boot board. So I am really stoked about moving forward with that. You know, I hired a personal trainer. I've hired, you know, I bought the board. That's obviously a big step. And, you know, it's a very different style of riding. So normally a snowboard, your feet are kind of like this, right? So you could switch sides, you can ride however you want. But in alpine, you use ski boots. They're alpine snowboard boots, but they look like ski boots. They're hard boots. And your feet are gonna go like this. That is really neat, right? So your feet are gonna go like this, almost straight down the mountain. So it is a completely different body mechanic, and I have some huge learning curves coming up. You know, I set my snowboard, my regular snowboard, and my soft boots. I set it up like that, and that is an interesting experience to say the least. You know, I have these big ambitions, always have. And the way to achieve those, right? You know, I have a pilot's license, I've achieved many different things, and I'm only 24 now, right? And so I have had all these great experiences, and the way I do it is I have this vision in my head. What would it be like to be either achieving the goal or to have achieved the goal? So for this particular thing, I have this thing that I do whenever I'm in a competitive situation, right? Where stakes are on the line, I have to give it my all in order to, you know, gain the lead, right? So my vision is I'm standing at the top. I'm looking at this long course with a gate, right? I'm looking at it. I'm focusing on my breathing. You know, there's two poles that you hold on to so that you can launch yourself off. And, you know, I'm holding on to those, and I'm kind of ready, shaking it loose. And that moment right there where I exhale, it makes me shiver every time I do it. Picturing this, I'm picturing it, and I just exhale. Now that exhale to me signifies you're forgetting about all the stress. You're just looking at the course, and you're gonna kill this course. You're gonna go down, you're just gonna kill it. Doesn't matter if you come in first, right? Doesn't matter if I get that gold medal. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to compete. I'm here to go down this exquisite course. So I take in that breath, I'm relaxed, I'm now in the zone. I am ready to do that. Only thing I'm focused on is just going down the mountain. Not focused on, you know, winning. I'm not focused on that. My only focus is that. That is my #1 recommendation for you guys. develop those visions. You have something in mind, get a really detailed vision, something that you can put in your mind, something that you can grow, something that you can close your eyes, imagine, and all of a sudden you get shivers, you get a smile on your face, and you're just like, that's where I want to be. That's how you do it. You know, that's that motivation that you always need to keep up. You know, you don't want a momentary like, yeah, I'm going to do this for a day or two. No, you need to have something that keeps you going for longer than that, right? So that's that goal. Now on the real estate side of things, you know, I sent a video on the Instagram a while back. I think it was back in November. And I said, I'm setting myself a goal of 1 month to get my license, to get my real estate license. Now, there were a few challenges that I didn't foresee. There were a few things, and I just recently got my license, 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to do anything with it because I've been sick with COVID. So, that I'm just now being able to actually utilize it. But the reason, some of the things, unforeseen things, was, I took my test, right? Bless me. I took my test. It took forever to even get into the test. For some reason, they were booked out like 3 weeks, which is unheard of for this, right? And so it took forever to get into that. That set me back. I had a address change. I had to change all my addresses over to the new duplex that we purchased. And because of that address change, I had to off-put it until that address change came through and I got my new license so that I could actually get my agent license in with the new address. So I had that, and then I had, let's see, what else was there? And then for them to actually get me my license. So, I took the test, I passed, I sent in my application, I got the background check. The background check took 3 weeks, and then it took another week and a half for them to process it, my application. What? So, that whole 1 month goal was off-put just by the state taking its time. And, I get it. With due process, you want to make sure that there's no sketchy people getting into it and utilizing it to do harm, right? But yeah, that's why I am so far off on that goal. But I got it. I'm going to start putting it to work. In fact, I got my laptop right here. Right after filming this, I am going to, get to work. I got some contacts that I want to contact. I'm putting together my business cards, my website. I'm reaching out. I want to put some mailers together, that type of thing. So there'll be a little bit more on that as we go. I'm sitting in front of the new house that was supposed to be done, let's see, late October, early November. I can show you guys that real quick. But, I'm sitting in front of the new place. Clearly, it looks very done, doesn't it? It's been kind of a painful process. My previous contractor, unfortunately, didn't work out. There was a good bit wrong that he didn't do right. He was taken, he lost his crew, so he couldn't keep up with the deadlines. And, I did things to help try and entice deadlines, like, offer a 10% bonus if you get it done by this day. Which is, that's no joke amount. I thought that was reasonable. But, I had to let him go because of that. It didn't work out. Then I have a new team in, and he came in with a crew of guys. They've been wonderful. They communicate well. There's, like I said, there was some stuff to fix, and they came in, they fixed it. So, we're hoping to have it to the point where Alex and I can move in, let's see, towards the end of February here. And, it won't be 100% done. The rental side won't be done. And the siding won't be done. There's a few other things that need to be addressed. And we'll get there. We're using this as a learning, experience. yeah, so we're using this as a learning experience. It'll be great when it all finishes up. Just took longer, cost a little bit more than we were expecting, and I'll go over that in a little more detail in another video. But overall, guys, we got big things coming. We got a lot of big things coming. You know, I'm gonna start showing, you know, my training, my routine. I'm gonna start showing, you know, I'd like to show more of the house, but I've been really bugging these guys, and I don't want to, you know, interrupt their work more than I need to, so I haven't really been filming it. I've been taking a few pictures here and there, so maybe I'll post that to the Instagram. But you know, it's come a long way. Big things coming, and you know, you'll just have to like, comment, and subscribe to follow along. All right, guys, so I you know, I'll tack this on the end of the last video, but I realized that I didn't actually discuss the reptile part of the channel, which is what, you know, the 40 subscribers that I have are, you know, currently know me as. So with reptiles, right, you know, since my last video, I've accumulated a few more reptiles, arachnids, things like that. And, you know, I'll go into a little more video depth with them, and that way you guys can get to know them as well. But there are some big things. So the paludarium build, you know, I really hope that you guys didn't complete or follow along in the manner that I would make one change. You know, the paludarium build is going to become a beautiful vivarium, but I ran into a problem. You know, instead of using that egg crate, what I should have done is done acrylic. And the reasoning for that is because I just couldn't get a good enough seal. I figured the silicone across the surface of the, you know, the trimmed foam would create a nice seal. Unfortunately, it did not, so it leaks into the substrate area, which is obviously not good. So what I'm gonna do is I will build another paludarium. It's gonna have to wait a minute. You know, the next paludarium will be a little bit different. I'll announce that at a later date. But, you know, we got some big builds coming up with the new place. And I recommend that instead of using the egg crate that I used, is I would simply put a single piece of acrylic that has that filter hole cut out. And that was the reason I didn't originally go with acrylic, was because it would be kind of a pain to drill or to cut that out. But what I realized is, why don't I just take a wood saw, which is a wood circle saw, you know, the blade kind of, you know, it's just a big circle essentially, and drill into it that way. And then why does it have to be a square hole? Why didn't I just do a round hole? Would have made my life so much easier. You know, you could silicone that, make that nice and strong, and then you could put that divider piece and silicone that in place. And that would have been a much better option. I should have just done that to begin with. Unfortunately, I'm not going to deconstruct this whole tank, so it's just becoming a validarium. But I will be doing a paludarium. It'll be a bigger scale, little hints. But yeah, so I will still be going over reptiles. Don't get me wrong. You know, that'll still be a big part of the channel. You know, like I said, it's going to be kind of more of a vloggy type with builds, you know, different, kind of branching off into different aspects. And the reason why I wanted to do that is I wanted all the content in one place. It's easier to manage. I don't want multiple channels. And I do a lot of crazy I'm gonna have to bleep that stuff. But yeah, so, you know, we have a few more snakes, a few more arachnids, we got some more detrivores. Let's see, the turtles that you saw, you know, a lot of these guys are going to need some bigger tanks. As you know, turtles on average need, you know, our turtles are about 12 inches each, and you want 10 gallons per inch of shell going across the long way of the turtle. And that is a lot of flipping gallons when you're talking 12. You know, we're talking 240 gallons, which will be a little bit tricky. So their next tank, what I'm planning on doing is, one of the reasons that you want that much water, well, yes, it is awesome to give them the space, and I highly recommend, if you can, do it that way. Our new place is not going to have that much space, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to build them a You know, I'm thinking a 150. Complete. My goal is to have that be completely water, that 150. We'll see how it all works out. And then to have a land platform so that they can bask and dry out, prevent shell rot, things like that. You know, the tortoise obviously needs a bigger tank. You know, you really want essentially a tortoise table for them. Big, you know, big flat area that has little things that they can crawl all over. You know, Herman's tortoises are from the Mediterranean, which means they you know, pretty rocky area. So I have to build something for him. That's going to be kind of unique because we have to build it to the shape of the house, which is kind of neat. It's going to be some big updates coming on managing these guys. I'll actually, you know what? I'll mention the snakes. I picked up 2 more snakes, Calabaria reinhardti. Gorgeous snakes. They have very quickly become one of my favorite species of snakes. They are very docile. They kind of act like a ball python. They ball up when they're scared. But some cool facts about them are they have the thickest skin. It is 17 times thicker than any snake their size. And, you know, I'll go into a little bit more depth and describe why they have some of these adaptations. And, you know, they just have a lot of cool features. You know, they have that classic, like, rainbow boa sheen to them. I'll see if I can get that on camera. But beautiful snakes. I am running into some tricky stuff with them. And, you know, that'll be another video. I got a lot of videos to catch up on to get you guys all caught up. So I'm hoping next few weeks here, I'm going to be pumping them out. So hang around. Hopefully, you know, the algorithm gods will help us out and, you know, make sure that the old subscriber base sees it and we can bring in some new people to the channel. And I appreciate it, guys. You know, I know I have a small follower base, but, you know, I hope to grow it. And I appreciate every one of you for, you know, actually taking the time out of your day to watch little old me. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you next time.